You wake up on Mars, no mission, no rescue, just one pressure suit, and 24 hours to survive. The sky above you isn't blue, it's a dusty butterscotch orange. The sun looks smaller, weaker, and strangely distant, and the countdown has already begun. But here's the thing nobody tells you about a day on Mars. It might just kill you in the first 10 seconds. So what would it actually feel like to live one full Martian day? Let's find out. The first breath you'll never take. The moment you arrive, your instincts scream at you to breathe. Don't. The Martian atmosphere is about 95% carbon dioxide, with barely a trace of oxygen. But oxygen isn't even your biggest problem. The air here is so thin, less than 1% of the pressure you feel on Earth, that without a pressurized suit, the liquid in your body would start to turn to vapor. Your saliva would boil on your tongue. Not because it's hot, but because there's almost nothing pushing down on it. So we're going to be smart about this. You're wearing a fully pressurized suit, sealed tight, oxygen flowing. Good. Now you can actually enjoy the view. And what a view it is. For just a moment, everything is silent. No birds, no wind rushing through trees, no distant traffic. Just you, standing millions of kilometers from Earth on a world almost no human has ever touched. It's breathtaking and deeply unsettling. The first thing you notice when you take a step is how unbelievably light you feel. On Mars, gravity is only about 38% of Earth's. An 80-kilogram person on Earth would feel as if they weighed only about 30 kilograms here. Suddenly, you can leap nearly 3 times higher than you ever could. That heavy backpack of life support equipment, it feels almost weightless. But before you start bouncing around like an astronaut on the moon, look at the thermometer. Right now, near the equator at midday, it might be a pleasant 20 degrees Celsius. Comfortable, even. But Mars doesn't hold on to its heat. By tonight, that same spot could plummet to minus 80 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze carbon dioxide straight out of the air. In a single Martian day, you'll experience a temperature swing of over 100 degrees. So let's make the most of the daylight. Climbing a mountain 3 times taller than Everest. You decide to go sightseeing, and on Mars, the sights are absolutely enormous. In the distance rises Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the entire solar system. It stands about 22 kilometers tall, nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest. And it's so wide that if you stood at its base, the summit would curve away below the horizon. You literally couldn't see the top. Why is everything so big here? Because Mars is small, with weaker gravity, and no shifting tectonic plates. Lava could pile up in the same spot for millions of years without the ground moving beneath it. The mountains here had all the time in the universe to grow. Nearby, the ground splits open into Valles Marineris, a canyon system so vast it would stretch all the way across the United States. The Grand Canyon would be a tiny scratch by comparison. But as you're admiring all this, the sky begins to change, when the whole planet disappears. On the horizon, a wall of dust is rising. Mars is famous for its dust storms, and they can be unlike anything on Earth. A single storm can grow until it swallows the entire planet, blotting out the sun for weeks or even months. Now, here's the surprising part. Because the air is so thin, even a powerful Martian wind wouldn't knock you over. It would feel more like a gentle breeze pushing against you. The danger isn't being blown away. It's the fine, choking dust. It coats your solar panels, it clogs your equipment, and it's laced with toxic chemicals called perchlorates that could poison you if a single grain got inside your suit. So you hunker down and wait for it to pass. Minutes feel like hours. Outside, the world has vanished behind a wall of red dust. If your suit failed now, there would be nowhere to run and nobody to save you. And while you wait, the sun begins to set. And this is the moment worth surviving the whole day for. On Earth, our sky is blue and our sunsets glow red. On Mars, it's the exact opposite. The fine dust scatters light in a way that turns the daytime sky orange. But as the sun sinks low, a soft, eerie blue glow spreads out around it. You are watching a blue sunset on an alien world, something only a handful of robotic eyes have ever truly seen. And then the temperature crashes. As darkness falls, the cold becomes your enemy. Without Earth's thick atmosphere to trap warmth, heat escapes into space almost instantly. Your suit's heaters work overtime just to keep you alive. Above you, two tiny moons, Phobos and Deimos, race across the sky. Phobos is so close and moving so fast that it rises in the west and sets in the east, crossing the sky twice in a single night. But there's an invisible threat up there too. Mars has no global magnetic field and almost no atmosphere to shield it, so radiation from the sun and from deep space pours down onto the surface. Spend too long here unprotected, and that radiation would quietly raise your risk of cancer with every passing hour. A single day, you'd survive. But a lifetime? That's a whole different challenge. 24 hours and 39 minutes later, you've done what almost nobody in human history has ever imagined. You survived a full day on the red planet. You stood beneath the tallest mountain in the solar system. You watched a blue sunset beneath two racing moons. You walked across a world that is breathtakingly beautiful and constantly trying to kill you. Thin air, freezing temperatures, toxic dust, invisible radiation. Mars is magnificent, but it demands respect. And someday, perhaps within your lifetime, humans really will spend their first full day there. The only question is, would you?